and welcome to the Library Kitchen here at the Gloucester County Public Library. I'm Chris, and today we're making lasagna for two. That's right, because no one wants to eat lasagna more than 5 or 6 days in a row, right? So my recipe today is making lasagna in a loaf pan, a 9 by 5 or an 8.5 by 4.5 loaf pan that you would normally make a meatloaf in. We're going to make a 4-layer lasagna. So we're going to start by making a sauce. So we're going to start by turning on our induction. We're going to get that on medium to medium high. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. And to that, we're going to add a diced small sweet onion. And we're going to saute that for about 4 to 5 minutes until those onions get soft. We're going to add a pinch of salt to our onions while they're sauteing. And this will take just a few minutes. All right, to our onions, we're going to add 2 minced cloves of garlic, and we're going to saute those for about 30 seconds just to bloom the flavor of that garlic. All right, to that, we're going to add 8 ounces of 85-15 ground beef. And you're going to brown this for just a couple more minutes. So our ground beef has browned, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of half and half or heavy cream, whatever you have on hand. And this will help our sauce have a very velvety, rich texture. So you're going to cook that until most of the liquid evaporates, about 2 minutes. We're going to add just a pinch or 2 of salt and pepper to taste to our ground beef onion mixture. Give that a quick stir. And next we're going to add an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce and a 1 can or a 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. We're going to stir and cook for just a few minutes. Now you're going to want to cook this mixture for about 5 minutes on a low setting. And while we're doing that, we're going to make our ricotta filling for our lasagna. So we're going to put the lid on this and let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes while we make our ricotta mixture. Now, for our ricotta mixture, we're going to be using 4 ounces of whole milk ricotta, 1 beaten egg, 1/4 to 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese grated, and about a teaspoon of sweet basil. We're going to mix this till everything's combined. All right, we're ready to assemble our lasagna, and we're going to be using our loaf pan. We're going to first spray that with a little bit of non-stick spray. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 1/2 cup of our sauce in the bottom of that pan. and spread it out in a thin layer. Next, we're using no-boil lasagna noodles. These are really quick and easy to use. So we're going to put this in the bottom of our baking dish, on top of that sauce, and we're going to add our ricotta mixture, about a third of the mixture that you have in your that you've mixed up in the bowl. We're going to spread that around. Cover all of the noodle. All right. Next, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese. And this mozzarella I shredded earlier, it is whole milk mozzarella. And you really don't want to use the pre-shredded mozzarella as it's got a potato starch or a cellulose coating. And yes, it's easy to use, but it has an odd way of melting sometimes in your dishes that you're making. So I like fresh grated mozzarella. So we put that in. Next, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of our sauce. And repeat with another layer of lasagna noodles. Now, here's a trick that my dad taught me. Instead of trying to put the ricotta on the noodle once it's in the pan, he liked to put the ricotta mixture on while he held it in his hand. Kind of like you're buttering a piece of toast. All right, let me get that in there. Put that down as our second layer. 1/4 cup of mozzarella. And 1/2 cup of sauce. And repeat. Next layer, lasagna, noodle. A cup of mozzarella cheese. Half a cup of sauce. And last layer, noodle. Another 1/2 cup of sauce. And for this top layer, you can actually add a little extra sauce if you like. And then the rest of your mozzarella. We have finished with the assembly of our lasagna. We're going to go ahead and get some aluminum foil and put this in the oven. See you in a few minutes. So folks, what we need to do is we need to cut a sheet of aluminum foil and spray some nonstick spray on that foil and then seal your lasagna. Okay? So seal the lasagna. It goes into a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, you want to remove the foil and continue cooking for another 20 minutes. And that will brown the cheese on the top. See you in a few minutes. So I made a lasagna earlier today, and it's out of the oven and has cooled for about 20 minutes. Make sure when you take that lasagna out of the oven that you do let it cool before trying to cut it. If not, the cheese it runs everywhere. It makes a big mess. So again, I know it's hard. I like to let mine sit for about 20 to 30 minutes before serving. So this is ready. This is our finished product, loaf pan lasagna. I'm going to go ahead and plate a piece for you. And again, this is meant for just 2 people. And this is a great lasagna. Folks, loaf pan lasagna for 2. You can find the recipe at one of the books here in our library by Cook's Country, America's Test Kitchen. They have Dinners for 2 and Cooking for 2 cookbook as well. So come and check that book out and make this lasagna for 2 recipe. We have some exciting news to tell you about here at the Library Kitchen, and starting in September, we're going to be hosting a cookbook club called the Yum Yum Cookbook Club here at the Gloucester County Public Library. And I'll hope you'll be a Yum Yum. I know I will be. Remember to like and subscribe to the Gloucester County YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of our cooking demonstrations. And I'll see you next time at the Library Kitchen. Bye-bye.